All right, hi everybody. We did not do an energy exchange video today. We did a video from my Clear and Release Dowsing for Everyday Life guidebook. And we found that the thing that would benefit us all to look at today was unrealistic expectations. So we got there by using this book, using our pendulum, and taking the map, taking the roadmap that got us to the truth that we're having some unrealistic expectations for ourselves, specifically around that our effort has to matter, our effort has to mean something, our effort has to be perfect, and we always have to cross some finish line or else it was worthless, it was pointless, it wasn't good enough. And so that's what we're going to look at today with our full spiritual response technique charts. We're going to work here together for all of us that might be struggling with unrealistic expectations. So let's get started. We take our dowsing pendulum and we take our spiritual response technique charts and we say, show us the root. What is the root of this story? What is the root of why we have these unrealistic expectations for ourselves, and frankly, sometimes for other people too? Because boy, oh boy, oftentimes if you are someone that has a lot of unrealistic expectations for yourself, you demand the same out of other people, and that can be really unhealthy and really toxic. So are we looking at chart 4 or chart AD? Chart 4. Okay, let's do it. So chart 4 talks about all kinds of different things. We have a program that it might be. We have like where in time, where in space did this occur? And then we have a cast of characters who might be involved. And oftentimes this chart guides us to a past life situation that occurred that we're still carrying the energy around. And there's also some other ways we can interpret the information that may come up. So let's just go for it. So what is it on chart 4 you want to show me about these unrealistic expectations? So this is a program. So this is a mental program, and the mental program is about parallel universes. So we're just going to say clear anything that is going on in any parallel. And so the way that I'm immediately interpreting this is that sometimes we just spread ourselves too thin. We're trying to do too many things. We're trying to be in two places at once. We have this belief that just being here in this present moment is not enough, that we have to be all the things in all the places at all times for everyone. And it's this program that, again, we downloaded at some point, somebody gifted us with at some point, was imprinted on us at some point, but our conscious mind is telling us, if I am not here, there, and everywhere, then I am not good enough. And what does that mean? Can we really be here, there, and everywhere all at the same time and produce good things and have good energy and really have the outcomes that we're hoping for? Quite unlikely. Because that's, again, going back to the beginning, a very unreasonable expectation. And so a really great thing that I always do when I know that there is this like parallel life thing going on, whether it's what we're talking about today or sometimes the other ways in which parallel lives comes up, is I say, I draw my awareness now into the present moment. Say that with me. I draw my awareness now into the present moment. I am at peace in the right here and the right now. I was just reading my SRT educational materials. There's like 4 books that were written by this guy, Robert Detzler, who created this method. And in one of the books, he was talking about how important the words I am are. I am. When you say I am, first of all, you're calling in divine spirit, because divine spirit, God, you know, however you want to identify the divine spirit, is often called the I am. And then you're incorporating a noun and a verb, very powerful. And so you're calling in divine spirit and saying, I am this thing. And it makes it all the more powerful. And was talking about when you're sick, you can say, this body is struggling today. This body has congestion. This body has an upset stomach. Instead of saying, I am sick, I am unwell. So spirit, clear that. So I am okay as I am in this present moment. I am at peace in this present moment. I am happy in this present moment. And I call all of my awareness and all of my attention and all of my energy back to me from all of the places and the spaces that I have spread it out in. Whew, again, let out a good exhale on that one. Okay, what else do we need to look at as it relates to this unreasonable expectation? Is there, I'm going to ask a yes or a no, is there a benefit to this unreasonable expectation? Yes, so we're getting a benefit from it. And again, as we talked about the other day, sometimes benefits in SRT are actually negative. They're not always positive. So a benefit that I could be getting by having this unreasonable expectation on myself is actually self-punishment. I want to punish myself, so I get the benefit of getting the thing that I want by having this unreasonable expectation. And again, is it a benefit in the way that we consider it in the normal way we would use that word in the English language? No, but there is this thing. It's like, well, I want to hurt myself for whatever reason. And again, we can dive into all the reasons you'd want to hurt yourself, dive into all the reasons why you have self-punishment, but for whatever reason, I want to hurt myself. And I'm going to do that by making sure that I'm never satisfied with the quality of my output. I'm never satisfied with what actually happens. I'm never satisfied with whatever comes forward in my reality. I will always be disappointed. I will always feel like I failed. Wow, 2 flies just came in. We had been leaving the back door open because we're coming in and out gardening, and the flies also like to come in and out. Okay, so we release ourselves from whatever benefit we are getting out of this unreasonable expectation for ourselves and for others. Is there anything else you want me to know about the benefit? No, I didn't think so. We're just going to clear whatever the benefit was. Okay, and now we're just going to look at what else do we need to know, see, hear, feel, or explore as it relates to this unreasonable expectation. Wow, the pendulum just got going. Is this chart 19 or AD chart 19? I kind of felt it. So sometimes you'll see I hang out a little longer on that first chart that's telling me where to go, because sometimes the message feels like it's still developing. It's like, okay, I can feel the pendulum isn't quite giving me my full answer yet. She kind of looks maybe to you guys like she's giving me a full answer, but I feel her, the energy through my hand, coming forward in a different way. And it's like, not yet, not yet. Oh, no, there you are. There's your answer. So we go to how to change your life chart. Grandma's good advice, as I like to call it. Praising. What percent are we open to receiving praise? 0%. What percent are we blocked to receiving praise? 100%. So there's my 0 down here. My 100 is over here. So she went this way. We're not open at all to receiving praise. And we're also blocked at 100% to receiving praise. And so I mean, if you are not open to receiving praise, then nothing you do will ever be good enough. Because heaven forbid you do something that is good enough and somebody actually praises you for that. I know a lot of people who are very uncomfortable receiving praise. Like there's like 5 people I know personally that just popped into my mind, and this is no criticism of them. They don't intentionally, I don't think they're intentionally doing it. They're just uncomfortable receiving praise. They definitely do not want you to call them out in a meeting and thank them for something. They definitely do not want you to highlight for them and praise them, the good things that they have done. You know, and again, there can be lots and lots of reasons, but what we're going to say right now is we clear all of us of our blocks to being praised and open us up fully to receiving praise in a way that will be healthy for us, for our soul. Here is the thing. If we can start separating ourselves from, like, our soul from this external avatar, it's like, okay, I get it. Your little external human self, it's uncomfortable receiving praise, but you know what? Your soul wants and needs it. This journey is hard. This thing that your soul is going through is difficult. And so can you allow your human side to sit down for a second so that your soul can receive the praise it deserves for being here, for growing, for learning, for being in this difficult journey? So I release myself now to receive praise. Say that with me. I release myself now to experience praise, whether it's comfortable or uncomfortable, whether it feels good or whether it feels icky. I have patience to sit with it while I allow myself to receive, absorb, and assimilate this praise. Because when we push it off right away, when somebody tries to praise us and we're immediately like, no, you try to brush it off, you try to tell them they're wrong, you almost get defensive. I know people who get defensive with praise. Someone compliments them and they immediately flick it away. Asking for patience to experience that praise so you can just sit with it for a second. You don't have to let it destroy you. You don't have to run and escape from that discomfort. You can just sit with it and go, okay, what's actually happening beneath the surface for me if I allow this praise to take root? If I allow this praise to soothe my soul in the way my soul needs soothed? And if I receive this praise, is there a world in which actually, that might help me feel like I don't have to be such a perfectionist? Because, I see that even when I haven't been perfect, people still appreciate me. I see that even when I don't feel like I look beautiful, people still compliment me. Even when I think this thing that I created was subpar, people still love it and are drawn to it and are attracted to it. And heck, maybe they even want to buy it. I allow myself to receive praise now, and I call in the energy of patience while I transition from someone who is uncomfortable with praise to someone who can bear it. Accept and receive that now for myself and for all of us. Okay. What else do we need to do? What do we got? We're like 12 minutes in. And I'm just going to say, what else do you want to show us as it relates to these obstacles we have to either receiving praise or the unreasonable expectations we have for ourselves and for other people, but I feel like it's mostly for ourselves. Contracts. We made some contracts. That say that we have to meet a certain standard. Oh, but my contract says I must be perfect. But my contract says this is the way that it has to be. But I signed this contract that said, and I'm not talking about literal contracts, but I'm talking, although maybe for some of us that, it feels literal. It's like, oh, well, I came into this agreement that I would deliver this product in this certain way. And again, even if that agreement is only with you, yourself, and I, it's like, but it isn't meeting my standard. And I have this contract with myself that I will meet this certain standard. I have the contract of perfectionism all squared up, ready to go. It's in perfect font. It's like 1.5 spacing. It's indented and it's perfect. The contract itself is perfect. That was easy enough to do, right? Making the contract, that was easy to do. Making the vow to be perfect, writing the contract to be perfect, holding yourself to this standard is a different story though. Just because you have that internal piece of paper that is your, operating system saying, I must be this way, I must perform in this fashion, it must meet this level of standard, doesn't mean that that is actually right or appropriate. Again, let out a good exhale, soften yourself into thinking, what would it be like to destroy that contract now? Visually imagining taking that contract, ripping it up, and throwing it away. And then let's get out a new piece of paper, maybe one that has a coffee stain on it. Maybe there's a little spaghetti sauce on the top. Maybe it's jagged edges. And you grab the nubbiest little pencil that only writes half right, and you start forming the new contract. And you begin from a place of imperfection. And you say, first of all, never again am I going to contract myself to perfection. And here's my new standards. Did I try? Did I perform to the best of my ability for that day? Because sometimes the best of my ability looks like this, and sometimes it looks like this depending on the day. The best of my ability yesterday, y'all, was really heavily influenced by an external event that happened, and I could not deliver the same version of me at 6 p.m. yesterday that I could deliver today. And that's okay. So what are the new rules in your new contract? Do it now. Like, I mean this sincerely. This is a great exercise. Go grab a piece of paper. Make sure that it doesn't look perfect. Don't type this up in your best word processor. Make it imperfect. What are the new standards that I can accept holding for myself? And I'm not asking you to be a jerk and to not be considerate of other people and to, not perform in such a way that feels good, but also, where can you soften those standards and expectations in a way that still feels acceptable, but is maybe a little uncomfortable at first? So many people are afraid of being uncomfortable. So many people escape it. So many people will immediately rush to their coping mechanism when they're feeling uncomfortable. Allowing yourself to soften into discomfort, to move through discomfort, to stick with discomfort as long as that discomfort wants to last, and not just rushing to escape it by leaning back into our perfectionist tendencies, back into our high standards, back into the ways that we used to be. Because it's not working for you. It's not working for us. If it was working for us, this would not have come up in the charts today. So release ourselves now from those vows, contracts, and agreements we've ever made to be perfect. It's a really simple statement, and you can say that anytime. And I really hope that you write your new actual physical contract and keep it somewhere nearby. Keep it somewhere where you can reference it. Fold it up and put it in your wallet, put it in your bag, put it in your bathroom, put it in your end table and your side table next to your bed where you can frequently reference it. Was this chart 8B? Is that what you wanted me to look at? Yes. Okay. So we're going to look at something going on here on chart 8B. Other archetypes. The archetype of self-destruction. And that's what I was talking about earlier with the benefit, right? There was a benefit here to us in this perfectionism and in this high standard, but the benefit was, Rosie's really loud today. Rosie, my dog, she's sighing loudly. But the benefit is it allows me to self-destruct because ultimately I can't be perfect. And so I will fail. Perfection is impossible, so I will fail. And then when I fail, I can be affirming the deep-seated belief that I have about myself, which is I do not deserve to live. I don't deserve to be successful. I don't deserve to be here. I don't deserve to be in this realm, this other caliber of other artists, other professionals, other mothers, other, friends, whoever. And so when I reaffirm that belief with my failure, my inevitable failure, because we all fail and we all will fall short, then I can lean back into my originating energy of self-destruction, because that is ultimately what I'm looking for. I'm ultimately looking to affirm the belief that I have in my subconscious, unconscious realm. So I release myself now from my tendency to self-destruct, from the archetype of self-destruction, from wherever it came from any lifetime, any parallel, any trauma, any wound, any imprint, and any inheritance that I've ever been given. Calling in now the energy of self-acceptance. Calling in now the belief and the understanding that I deserve to exist. Myself deserves to be here. Myself deserves to experience joy, peace, happiness, creativity, growth. Because self-destruction is like the opposite of growth. And for many of us, maybe we want to self-destruct because that feels less scary than growth. You would think what? I mean, that doesn't make a lot of sense, right? You would think growth would be less scary than self-destruction, but no, I don't think that's the case for a lot of people. Again, the reason can be why, the reason why can be different for different people, but it carries the same kind of energy. So where is our ego at here on chart 3? What's going on here on chart 3? So we're just going to ask to shatter the mirrors that are reflecting in us this belief system. Okay? So, imagine that you're standing in front of the mirror and it's this mirror that is reflecting back at you this belief you have about yourself, that you must be perfect, that your standard must be high. And so even if you want to drop that belief system, this mirror is just constantly reflecting it back to you. So we're shattering those mirrors now, shattering any reflection, any replication, any repetition of this belief, releasing ourselves now from the echo chamber of self-destruction, releasing ourselves now from the echo chamber of perfectionism. Say that, I release myself now from the echo chamber of perfectionism. Don't tell me that that doesn't ring true for some of you. I have been inside the echo chamber of perfectionism. Not good enough, 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 not good enough. Boom, 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 boom. The thoughts just echoing in your mind. I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. Release that now. Yeah, I've always sort of, I've been a little bit of a darker, a little Scorpio, edgier kind of person my whole life, and I've always sort of felt a bit of an ick and a bit of an aversion to things like, I am worthy, I am enough. Those sayings always felt a little bit cheesy to me, and I got to work through that myself. I got to work on that. And in this space, that is what we need to be embodying instead of, I am bad, I am terrible, I am imperfect, I messed up, I'm not good enough, I'm a bad person. So, if you immediately get one tiny little piece of feedback from somebody and immediately your brain goes to, I'm a bad person, we have some things we got to work on. We got some old beliefs we got to clear. We got some mirrors we got to shatter. We got some looping thought patterns we need to release ourselves from. So going to chart 32. What's happening on chart 32? Balance us back to the point of the embryo. Balance us back to the beginning. Balance us back to when we were just a thought or an idea in someone's mind. Calling in balance for all of us now, all the way back to the beginning, before we were even incarnated in this physical form. And this just goes to show that for some of us, this is something that you inherited, either epigenetically through the actual genes that made you, and then, that you came from, or through, again, our soul's genes, our soul DNA, something that we've carried with us from past lives. And so this is your sign right now. This is when we call in compassion, because it's not your fault you're this way. It's not your fault you're a perfectionist. It's not your fault you have a high standard, but it is your responsibility to fix it. And that has been the greatest shift for me in my life, is going from it's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault, and now I'm beating myself up, and now I'm in self-punishment, and now I can't do anything right, and now I'm just repeating this icky energy, to it's not my fault. It's not my fault. And it's my responsibility to fix this now. And that's okay. For a while, I then, once I realized it's not my fault, that was the first kind of like piece I had to come to. Then there was a period of time, I will not lie, where then I was in the energy of injustice. Oh, well, I just realized it's not my fault, so now I think it's unfair. And so you need to go through that. That's a journey. You can experience that for as long as you need to experience that. And then, though, you got to get to releasing the energy of it's not fair, releasing the energy of this is unjust. Sorry, bad allergies right now. And get to the place of, I can take responsibility for this, though, now. Doesn't matter that it wasn't my fault. It is my responsibility to change this in myself so that I can have the life I want to have, which is a life that has more peace, that has more love, that has more compassion, that has all of those things. Is this 9B or 10A? 10A. Chart 10A, all about the miscellaneous blocks we may be carrying. Major beliefs. Major beliefs. And it says, see the back of this chart. So I'll read off what some of these major beliefs are that a lot of us carry. Eternal damnation. We carry the belief that there is eternal damnation. And many of us believe that we will experience that eternal damnation because we have not been perfect. There's major beliefs around emotional imbalances, vows, creator fragmentation, a belief in the devil, spiritual imbalances, spiritual suicide, with the belief that we are cursed by God, that suffering is ordained by God, that pain is ordained by God, that anxiety is just a way of life and will have to be that way. And then some of us, it's even a death wish. We wish to die. And deep down, that may be a wish to die so you can return to God. That is part of the program of these major beliefs. But we release ourselves now from any major belief that is creating this energy of, I'm not good enough, I have to be perfect. Releasing it now. I don't want it, I don't need it, it is not mine. Seems so silly again, right? You'll hear me say that in all of our energy exchange videos. I release this now, I don't want it, I don't need it, it is not mine. But words matter. And claiming that is true for yourself, saying, okay, I see you, perfectionism, but I don't want you. I don't need you. You are not mine. You don't belong to me anymore. You can be this thing that exists out there in the universe. I understand you. I've gotten to know you. Great. We were buds. Now I break the tie. You're not mine anymore. And it's okay that we knew you at a certain point. Maybe that's part of our soul's growth, our soul's journey, but it's not what we need anymore, that's for sure. So looping has come up, the chart 22, that is all just like looping and looping and looping. So release ourselves now. Is there anything you wanted me to see here? No. Release ourselves now from the looping that we have done around this perfectionism, around this ridiculous sense of a standard we're supposed to maintain. And again, this is when I'm just like soften into it, apply a little Reiki, just give myself a little bit of just love energy is what I think of here in these moments. How else do you step out of a loop? You know, for you, maybe it's different. So think about the ways in which you could really step away from this. Practicing it is one of the things, practicing being imperfect. You know, submitting that report anyway, even if it is imperfect, submitting that piece of art to the mayor's art show, even though you think it's imperfect, you know, continuing to show up anyway. Don't hide. Don't hide. Don't hide your thing away. Don't hide yourself away. Don't hide your gift away. Don't hide your creativity away because it is imperfect. Give it away anyway. And allow it to be seen. Allow your imperfections to be seen. It will be the most liberating thing of your life. I can almost guarantee it. And that is something I am still deeply working on. So you can say right now, I allow my imperfections to be seen. How uncomfortable did that feel in your body? I allow my imperfections to be seen. 21 or 6A, chart 21. I allow my imperfections to be seen. I allow my imperfections to be seen. We're just clearing all miscellaneous things that are not on the charts. We're doing 100% of 100% a mop up. I already know that that's what that means. Everything that can be cleared without any more research, we're asking for it to be cleared. If this was helpful for you in some way, please consider reaching out. I know it's scary. I know I'm like, you know, maybe if you're finding me on the internet, you're like, why would I contact this random stranger on the internet? You should do it anyway, because it's not weird. I'm very approachable. Our sessions are filled with non-judgment, no criticism. You can just try it out for an hour. Do a session with me and see what happens. Or have me do a recorded session for you. I can send you an audio recording of whatever comes up for you specifically. And then you can decide if you want to have a live session with me over Zoom. This work is life-changing. It's so meaningful. It's not a magic pill, but it is incredibly powerful work, whether it is a session that we're doing together or it's as simple as you buying a pendulum and your own dowsing book and you just tapping into your own intuition about what it is that you need to let go of. What are the root things that are making you feel icky today? And can you use the power of your words to let them go? Because you don't want to carry it around anymore. I don't want to carry it around. You don't want to carry it around anymore. Nobody wants to have a bad day. Okay, some of us want to have a bad day if we're operating in self-punishment, but then that's, again, why you need to come see me and have a session. So we're calling in hospitality for ourselves. I love hospitality. All is welcome here. All parts of me are welcome here. Say that with me now. All parts of me are welcome here. I call in the energy of hospitality now, welcoming and embracing all sides of myself, calling in self-esteem. Okay, hospitality and self-esteem, those are our replacement energies for today, friends. I hope that was helpful. I really do. I know it's a little bit strange. It's a little bit weird, but if for some reason you found this video, I hope that it means something to you. I hope that it's started to tickle some parts in your brain that you're like, you mean I don't just have to be this way? You know, maybe you're somebody who's always known you've wanted to transform, but you don't know how, and you don't know what the right healing method is for you. Maybe you've tried all kinds of other things and still not felt like you felt the transformation you wanted. Consider spiritual response technique. It genuinely changed my life, and it is why I am here making these pendulums and writing these books and doing these clearing videos, because mostly I just love it, and it makes me so happy to do it, and I get all excited to do it, and it's not like work. And also because, yeah, if I could share this work with somebody else and they can also have a positive experience, that would be amazing. Okay, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time on another episode of Clearing with Kate.